Series 23 of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here reality TV show begins, broadcast from the Australian jungle.
The show is set for a dramatic launch tonight as high-profile contestants, including Jamie Lynn Spears, the sister of pop star Britney, and our very own GB News presenter Nigel Farage go to the jungle.
And other contestants join the jungle this series include food critic Grace Dent, reality star Sam Thompson, JLS singer Marvin Humes, former EastEnders actress Daniel Harold, and Hollyoaks actor Nick Pickard.
Well, joining us now live from Sydney is GB News reporter Ben Leo. So, Ben, have you been speaking to Nigel? Is he feeling excited?
Yeah, morning, guys, from a rather hot and fairly sweltering Australia. I know it's probably dark and wet where you are in Blighty, so I hope you're wrapping up warm. But look, it's been weeks and weeks of speculation. Will he? Won't he? Nigel Farage in tonight, the opening show featuring Nigel, the £1.5 million star man, in his maiden Bush Tucker trial. For a first time ever, they've swept Nigel 2,000 miles out to the Australian Northern Territory, that's the outback to you and me, for a challenge that involved wading knee-deep in gallons of sludge and slime. Where better to watch tonight's cracking opener than the only English pub this side of the Gold Coast, the Fox and the Hounds, which actually we're quite in the sticks here, really. I would invite you inside, but we are so in the bush that if we did go in, we'd probably lose signal. We've got a traditional chalkboard here. Go on, Nigel, GB News. Absolutely nothing to do with me. That was here when I arrived, I promise. Moving on to the traditional red telephone box, shipped over from London some years ago. And over here, London red double-decker bus, which came over in the 19th. TV inside, all the better for watching GB News, and of course tonight's opening episode on Landlord Justin Hemer. Justin, tell us a bit more about the pub, and there's an interesting story to the background of this place, isn't there?
Yeah, thanks a lot, and welcome to Australia. Not quite in the bush, just where we are, but yeah. So this is originally the Sussex Arms from Tunbridge Wells in Kent. So that pub was built somewhere in the 1700s, and in '87 closed its doors for renovations. A local in the town got word of it and was able to buy the pub from the developers for off him for 3 days, cost him £8,000 for the privilege to do it, and got basically a whole team of guys on site and stripped it of everything he could physically remove. So when you go back inside the pub, you'll notice it pretty much straight away. Pews, fireplaces, doors, dividers, all the heavy hard wood items that you would traditionally find in an English pub. That's what he stripped out, put it in his backyard, sat there for 20 years. Then he decided, oh, I'm going to go to Australia, I'm going to migrate. What do I do there? Oh, yeah, that's right, pub's in the backyard. What do I do in Australia? It'll be
set one up. And you serve traditional roast, toad in the hole, sticky toffee pudding, all the favourites.
Spotted dick even. So, you know, we've got it all happening here.
So when Nigel does come out the jungle, hopefully a winner, you're going to welcome him with open arms and a nice crisp pint?
Oh, without a doubt. I wonder, I mean, is he a hobgoblin sort of guy or an old speckled hen?
I think he's an ale kind of guy.
Yeah, so hen it will be.
In terms of the press, The Sun with a really interesting front page today. Apparently they've unearthed some old archived tweets from Guardian columnist Grace Dent, obviously a lefty activist when you compare her to Nigel, basically taking the mick out of his near-fatal plane crash some years ago. So sparks promise to fly in the jungle in the coming days, and it's going to be an epic 3 weeks of fun and frolics for Nigel and for us here at GB News in the jungle.
Well, Ben, certainly Nigel's used to be up to his neck in slime. He worked in Brussels, so this should be a doddle for him. But listen, he's actually shortening the odds with the bookies back here in Blighty. Ben is now 6-1, fourth favourite. Have you spoken to Nigel recently, and how confident is the fella?
Thank you. All good?
Don't think he heard us. Well, anyway, we're looking forward to it. I reckon There's loads of stuff in the papers. There's an interesting piece from his ex-missus, Nigel, and she's going to vote for him at every Bush Tucker trial to make sure that he fails. Or at least he has to eat all the horrible stuff. I think it's going to be a great series.
So do I. I've never watched it before, but I'm definitely going to this time. I don't know why I didn't with Matt Hancock. That sounded fun.
And what's really interesting is for Nigel to finish in the top 2, he's 5-2, which I think is a good price. And if he gets to the final 2, that is a de facto Brexit referendum. That's what's going to happen.
I can't help thinking he'll be very, very popular. Everyone who knows him likes him, so...
And I've seen him, and so have you, no doubt. When people meet him in public that don't like him because of his media personality, they're very quickly wooed by him.
Exactly.
You know, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I haven't watched that show in years. I'm going to tune in.
It's a funny thought to think of young people watching him, because, you know, if you're sort of 14 now, then you're a small child during the Brexit time. They won't have heard of him. They won't know what he's about.
Yeah, and that's
just warm to him.
That is why I think it's a canny thing to go in there, because the TikTok generation, as they are, that's what Nigel understands that. They either don't know who he is, or they've got this bogeyman reputation of who he is. So if they see him, you know, mucking in, having fun, getting covered in all sorts of revolting stuff and just smiling through it, I think it'll work.